Welcome back to the Bean Trailer Showroom. Today we wanted to take a look at some of the updates we've made over the past year and a half on Beantock 2.0. So we've had some changes, some things are no longer available from the very first walkthrough video we did, and we have some brand new options that a lot of people are finding really exciting on the Beantock 2.0. So this is kind of going to be a walkthrough and a look at what exactly Beantock 2.0 is as of summer 2025. So one of the biggest reasons you've probably come to this video is to check out the front box. So let's check that out. So since the launch of Beantock 2.0, we've had people asking about the option for a rack out kitchen. And after developing the rack out kitchen for Bean Squared and then the new Bean Pod, we decided to transition that over to a front box option on the Beantock 2.0. So this entire section is going to be kind of a three-piece option. You're going to have the option for just the big front cargo box here. You're going to have the option for the cargo box with the rack out aluminum drawer, or you're going to have the option for the box, the drawer, and the full kitchen setup. So here we're running the same 2-burner cook partner stove in the front. We have your modular cutting board, your sink, Dometic Ghost system. All of this stuff can slide around and move as you need to. One cool thing about this, with that taller box, instead of the VL35 like you've seen in the pod, this one can actually fit the VL45 Pro. So you get a little bit more cold storage in this one as well. So great option here if you do want to have that exterior kitchen option. Pairs really well with that same fender mounted table that you've seen on Beantock 2.0 in the past. With developing this, we didn't want to lose all of our exterior storage, so we did still add a front tray. So this is going to give you a ton of exterior storage up here as well, which you can throw firewood or just things that don't need to be fully enclosed. So we wanted to make sure the front of the box met all your needs as well. So you're going to have a couple different options. You can run a molly panel and a propane tank like we are on this one. You could run 2 propane tanks, or you could run 2 molly panels if you don't have a need for the propane, or maybe you have your own cook system. We do have nut certs in there for any of those options, so it's something you can update in the future. You can pull stuff off, you can add your own accessories, kind of whatever you want to do with that. So keep it really modular to fit your needs. Up front, we do have the same hitch options, so you'll have a standard 2-inch ball hitch or the upgraded articulating max coupler like we have here. It does still have the same 7-pin connection as all of our other trailers, so you do have electric brakes on the entire trailer line. As long as you have a brake controller in your vehicle, you'll be able to activate those as well. And then moving around to the other side, we can check out some additional storage. Moving around to the driver's side, we'll have the SAE input for solar options, whether it's a front mounted panel or adding your own briefcase or fold out style panel. You do have dual locking latches on the doors on both sides of this front box. And depending on the layout, with this, when you have the full rack out tray and kitchen package, you're gonna have a little bit of extra storage on this side, but it is fairly far this way. If you don't get that rack out slide, you can actually move this divider to whatever suits your needs the best, so you can divide this front storage area to fit your needs. Moving down the driver's side of the trailer, you can see this one does have a lot of options installed. So starting up front here, it does have the rock sliders, which are a great option as a step to get up to your awnings, your rooftop tent. Also going to provide protection while out on the trail or even in the parking lot against door dings. We do have the Kamiq awning on this, which if you like simplicity, this thing can't be beat. It just pops right out, locks in place, pops back in. On the other side of the trailer, we do also have the 230180 awning, and you can even go up to a 270 if you want that full wraparound front or back on this trailer. Up top, we're running the Aspen Light XL, so it's a really nice lightweight wedge style tent. Works really good with the lightweight Beantock 2.0. This one does have the off-road package. So 3 different suspension packages on this one. You have the standard, which is going to be about 4 inches lower than this and have more of a road going tire. You have the off-road package, which is this one here. So that's going to give you a 4-inch lift and the all-terrain tires. And you have a heavy duty package. So no matter what option you get, it's running the Timbren HD independent suspension. But if you are going to be carrying a lot of weight or potentially a heavy rooftop tent and a lot of gear, that heavy duty 3500 HD package is a good option for people that are going to be really loading out the trailer. We also have the optional spare tire on here, obviously going to match whatever tire choice from your suspension options. We have the leveling jacks in the rear These are bolted through the frame, so you can use those to level and stabilize. You can use them to change a tire, so they're a really good option, especially if you're going to be camping in uneven campsites, out of the campgrounds and stuff like that. You also have your shore power plug back here, so you can plug that into standard 15 amp extension cord, and that's going to be charging your Goal Zero power station. Now, on the side here, you're gonna have 3 sidewall configurations. The passenger side always has the entry door there. This side is going to have 3 options. The first one is gonna be just a bare sidewall. The second option is gonna be an oversized window, so it's about double this width, so it gives you a ton of airflow and light in the trailer there. Or probably our most popular option is gonna be the door and window package. So great, especially if you're traveling with multiple people. You don't have to climb over each other to get in and out of the trailer. One big note with this is this, you can see, is still our old style door. We have a really exciting upgrade, and we're gonna jump outside to take a look at that. So this is gonna be one of the biggest recent upgrades across the entire Bean product line. So for the last couple of years, we've been using the awesome Arctic turn windows, and we liked them so much, we had them design a custom door for us. So here you're still gonna see the same ambulance latch that you see on all of our other trailers in the past. It does have a slightly nicer handle with a single keyhole to lock both the handle and the deadbolt. Inside, you're still gonna have those deadbolt controls and everything like that. But one of our favorite upgrades here is the actual working window. So instead of having that screen door that you can't latch or lock, you can still lock the door, have that security, and have that extra airflow from windows on both sides of the trailer. It's also going to have the same blackout screen and fine mesh bug screen that you see in the Arctic turn windows on the other trailers. And lastly, it does have a double sealed full wrap gasket around the entire door for even better protection from the elements. Looking at a couple of things on the rear of the trailer here, we do have this massive Arctic turn window. So it provides a ton of light inside, just like all the other Arctic turn windows. It is dual pane, so it's insulated. It does have the built-in bug screen, and it has a built-in blackout shade to really keep things dark inside the trailer. You have your lighting and everything, obviously. You have your rear license plate mount, and then down below you do have a 200-pound hitch receiver off the back. So most commonly going to be used for a bike rack or maybe a cargo carrier if you need to add some extra storage. One of the most popular options for the Beanstock 2.0 has definitely been the kitchen package. So with that, you get table storage underneath the trailer. You get a table that slides into that storage and then locks onto your jerry can mount on the side of the trailer. You're also going to get, obviously, the mount. This does now come with the Dometic Go system, so you do have a rechargeable faucet system with this. You do have a collapsible sink, a cutting board, and a kitchen organizer that you can hang from your roof rack uprights to keep all of your utensils in one place and nice and organized. This pairs really well with that new front kitchen, especially if you have multiple people that are trying to cook at the same time. You can spread out prep space over here, cook space over there. You have Discada options in the rear, and you have a Discada option on that front rack out tray. Over here, you can also kind of see our rack options. So this one, like I said, does have the Goal Zero or the 23-0 180 awning up top. And this one in particular has our low profile roof rack. So if you're trying to fit this in a shorter garage, you can get the standard height suspension and that low profile roof rack, which pairs with the low profile max fan. If you're not worried about height and you want that nicer max fan 10-speed deluxe, then you can get the full height high strength rack, which is actually a new rack system that we developed in-house. That's a CNC machined podium piece that has a ton of capacity. You have 225 pounds dynamic up top and 900 pounds static. So you can throw the whole family up in a rooftop tent if you need to at night. Moving inside the trailer, you have the same dimmable overhead lighting that you have in other trailers. You also have options for lighting in the rear storage area here. And speaking of storage, there is a pretty decent amount of it in here. So you do have this entire area in the back. You have this big rear storage shelf that you can strap things down to, and you can add the optional storage cubby up front. As far as the living area back here goes, you have the same tri-fold queen size mattress that you have in all of our other trailers. You can add the nice backrest in here if you want to be able to sit up and have a really comfortable place to hang out, especially in bad weather and stuff like that. Back here, you can see the dedicated child bunk area is going to be where these stainless steel brackets are. So with that, we have stainless steel poles that run across with the canvas center creates kind of a cot style bunk for kids or pets or whatever you have a need for there. And for families that have 2 kids, the rear shelf is actually the perfect size for an REI children's sleeping bag and sleeping pad. So we have a lot of families of 4 that still fit really well in here. And then as the kids grow up, throw a rooftop tent up top and you have plenty of room to expand up there. You also have some safety stuff in here. So you do have carbon monoxide smoke fire extinguisher above over here. You will also have a carbon monoxide detector in the rear, or sorry, a propane detector in the rear back by the Goal Zero. There's a couple different fan options. This one has a low profile roof rack, so it has a low profile fan. It's going to be a single speed exhaust fan with a built-in ring light. You can also upgrade to the Max Fan Deluxe, which is a 10-speed fan, remote controlled, and you can have it be intake or exhaust. So really good at helping regulate temperature inside the trailer. And both of them are going to do a great job as well at keeping condensation to a minimum inside. Back here, we are going to have the Goal Zero power station. So standard Beanstock 2.0 is always going to come with a Yeti 500 power station in the back. And that's great because it simplifies everything into one single unit. So that's going to handle the shore power charging. It's going to handle the solar charging, whether you decide to do one of our roof rack options or maybe the Renogy panel on the actual front shell of the trailer. If you do have higher power interest there, you can upgrade to this one, which would be the Yeti 1500X, or you can add your own power station in the future if you want to swap out that 500. Hopefully you enjoyed this updated walkthrough on Beanstock 2.0. We're pretty excited about the new additions, but let us know in the comments below what options you would like to see us add either to 2.0 or really any of the Bean line. We do also have new updated walkthroughs coming out on the Bean Squared trailer as well as the brand new Bean Pod, so keep an eye out for those. And as always, make sure you join our newsletter and follow all our socials to stay up on all things Bean.